Hello, it's Cody here with my UFC 97 predictions. And we're going to go over the undercard real fast, like always. Got Sam Stout versus Matt Wiman. Very tough fight to call. But I always see Matt Wiman as like a poor man's Gray Maynard. And I'm going to go with Stout. I don't know. I just think Stout can do it. Rio Chonin versus TJ Grant. Every time that Rio has fought since, his Pride days, it seems like he makes that win over Anderson Silva look more and more like a fluke, because he just lets you down. I'm going to take Mark Bocek. Ed Herman versus Dave Loazo, who's back. I actually forgot what I predicted on this. I'm going to have to look on my MMA Playground account, which, if you don't go to MMA Playground, I really enjoy it. It keeps track of all your picks, so you can go back and look what you picked. So let's see. My fantasy picks. Loading. Alright, I'm taking David Loazo, and I'm surprised myself. No, I think he's going to be inspired coming back to the UFC. I think Ed Herman's kind of going through the motions at this point in his UFC career. He's just, dropping a lot of fights and doesn't have that spark. And I think David Loazo, being out of the UFC, has regained that spark and will be back better than ever. I'm hoping. I want to see him back. He's a good fighter. His elbows were brutal. I just want to see him back. Jason McDonald versus Mac McDonald. I'm sorry, Jason McDonald versus Nate Corey. He wasn't going to fight himself. Jason McDonald just seems such a well-rounded guy, and he has a lot of, well, I guess you'd call him an athlete. He has a lot of stamina and stuff. So I'm going to go with him with a decision probably. No offense to Nate Corey, who I really, in my heart of hearts, I hope he wins. But yeah, I'm going to pick Jason. Xavier Fupa Pokum, whatever, versus Dennis Kang. I'm going to pick Dennis Kang. I don't know. It just seems like this thing's let me down, but at one point he's got to win one of these, right? Right? Come on, Dennis. Win this for old Cody. Oh, gosh. Vinicius Magahez, Vinny from Ultimate Fighter versus Elliot Marshall. I'm gonna take Vinny because he's such a slick submission artist. Again, Elliot, I like him better as a person, but I think Vinny's gonna win. Prove me wrong, Elliot. And the main card, hooray! We got Lewis Kane versus Steve Cantwell. I'm gonna pick Lewis Kane. I like Lewis Kane. He is a game fighter. You don't see a lot of guys just as ferocious as that guy. Czech Congo versus Anthony Hardonk. And really, I think everyone's underestimating Hardonk's kicks here and his stand-up ability, and I think he'll win this. I'm going with Anthony, picking an underdog here. Czech Congo really hasn't really impressed me that much. He hits people in the crotch and he overwhelms them, He learned some wrestling, kind of. He has some takedowns. But I don't think he'll take Hardonk down, because Hardonk has some submissions. But yeah, I'm going with Anthony here. Krzysztof Sozinski versus Brian Stann. I went with Brian Stann just because I want to see Krzysztof lose. I know Magic ADD really wants to see him lose too. And he's kind of, he keeps on saying it over and over again. It's almost like it's hypnotized me to say, yeah, Krzysztof isn't that special. Lose. And I'm with him because I like Brian Stann better. And I think he can win. He can. Chuck Liddell versus Shogun Rua. And the interesting thing about this fight is if this was early 2007, this would be a freaking fight. This would be, the headliner, and all the lights would be on this, and it'd be a good. It may even draw a good a good rate, buy rate and stuff. But because it isn't, and because these guys have been through what they have and just lost so many steps along the way, it's here and it's not that spectacular anymore. It's not that pretty. But it's still interesting. It's an interesting fight because both of the guys have digressed at like a similar level. So you actually want to see them fight because you think it might be a little even. But it's sad to see these guys digress. A fight like this is like picking, Nintendo or Sega or something, because Nintendo is what I grew up on, right? And Chuck Liddell is what I've grown up on. I've been exposed to more of his stuff, and Shogun Sega, just doesn't speak to me like Nintendo did. So I'm gonna go with Chuck Liddell because he's old school and I remember him and I like him. Hopefully he wins. I'm tired. I can't sit there and just say, I'm tired of you losing, pal. You better start winning. That's not the way to act. If Chuck Liddell wants to fight, he could pull a Ken Shamrock where he just fights and, until he's half dead. And I'll still support him. I still like him. I can't be one of those fair weather fans. That's just not my style. And we got the middleweight champ, Anderson Silva versus Towels, Lateless, whatever you want to call him. I keep on thinking of South Park's Towel. I want to get high. So yeah, that fight, a lot of people are saying it seems like another highlight reel for Silva, and I agree. I wish they would have waited a while till there was a appropriate challenge, but they're not. They're gonna put this out there. Okami's already scheduled to fight again. They could have had Okami, which would be more interesting because Okami actually has a win over Silva. I'm going to say TKO, Anderson Silva. I'm going to say second round on this one because I think he'll toy with them like he did Kote. So yeah, Anderson Silva, whatever he wants. So yeah, those are my predictions for UFC 97. What is it called? Redemption? I think it's called Redemption. It is called Redemption. Hopefully it delivers more than it does on paper. Hopefully the fights pay off more than the action, because it's not that impressive on paper. Alright, I'll talk to you later.